Welcome. Camp 3 News. How you doing, Debi?
We're back, and it's lovely to be back with you. You've been a very busy person.
Very, very busy person, pulling out a new pizza shop in our pub, so that's been busy getting that ready. So I've been a bit active, really. So I do apologise for not doing the show, and there's been a lot happening while I've been busy doing that kind of work. There's been a lot going on.
Where do we start?
Well, we could be here forever, right? I think
know.
today, and I know we've got an hour to try and put it all in. But I thought we'd start with Fauci, because although a lot of people would say, "Oh, and give it a rest. It was 6 years ago. It's the time to let it go and all."
Let him off the hook.
Well,
seriously,
didn't he have a pardon? No, Biden gave him a pardon. So what's going on in what we're going to show anyway, and I'll put it out there. This is my opinion. It's pantomime, it's theatre, but there's some theatre there that could be important in terms of awareness. There's always something to pick up on, and there's quite a bit of awareness that for those that maybe thought we were crazy conspiracy theorists.
Another tin hat gone.
and this is by no means, I'm not a gloater. I don't do gloating. I ain't happy that what we were discussing was true, because I would have preferred to have been completely wrong on all of it. I would have much preferred that, really.
Nobody takes pleasure in this, and I always say, when I think something's going to happen and it happens, I always say, I hope I'm wrong. I genuinely hope I'm wrong. Nobody takes pleasure in being right, but I will say that I've got my spare room is absolutely rammed to the hill with tin hats that have fallen off.
Yeah, and I've got loved ones and friends that would still be here if I was wrong.
Thank you, Julie. Yeah, exactly. And but this is the whole thing, isn't it? And we must never forget, which is why other people need to hear what Fauci said and what he did, and remembering what happened 6 years ago. We must never ever forget. I will never forget. Vaccine injured they've been abandoned, and so many other people are completely, in every country there is a Fauci. Yeah, we've got one here, Chris Whitty. He's still in post, and now, for those of you that remember, Lord Patrick Vallance had resigned a few weeks ago. He's back in post now, folks.
Yeah, and I won't forget Hancock either.
No, Hancock, Van Tam,
I'll never
Chris
forget
Whitty,
Boris Johnson,
Ebola expert. Let's just take a note of that. All of them.
Yeah, all of them. I won't let it go
Rain.
on that. And we were just been talking off camera about how I see my act of rebellion now is to enjoy life, because these things that are coming, and we're not able to really stop it. And we have to enjoy, in my opinion, I've got to enjoy life. I've got to inspire my kids to enjoy life. Whatever's happening, that's where I'm at. And I want to enjoy my experience, but I can't forget what happened in 2020, and I won't forgive it either, because they came for my kids when it came down to it. And as a dad and as a protector of no matter what perception you had at the time, in my perception, and what Fauci's being put under these past few days will explain that we weren't wrong. I can't forgive or forget that they came for my kids, and they lied. They lied.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what happened in 2020 is still can't believe we lived through it. It's 6 years ago, but I still can't believe we lived through that. I still
I
can't believe
know.
it.
I've been seeing pictures. I keep posting on my X account pictures, ridiculous, crazy pictures, and of celebrities like Holly Willoughby and Phil Schofield when they were together during all of this. I mean, honestly, how and I had an interview with Geopolitics and Empire with Hervé last week, and we were saying, you know, there were people queuing up 6 foot apart with guns to their foreheads.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm talking the thermometers. I never, ever, ever allowed anybody to stick a gun at my head. If they wanted and insisted on taking my temperature, which I objected to,
Yeah,
I would give out my wrist. I would never allow them. But you saw people queuing up with guns at their heads.
absolutely.
And, you know, my son, who's a guitarist, a rock guitarist, they did a gig, and everybody was in squares. They mapped out the car park in squares. I mean, there's footage on YouTube of many bands did the same thing. There are grandparents hugging each other, hugging grandchildren through plastic sheets. There are children sitting in bubbles in the playground. Honestly, I saw people swimming with masks on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 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 yeah.
It
What they did to
defies
people's
belief.
mental health, what they did to people by striking fear is unforgivable.
Totally unforgivable. But this is it. You see, this is what worries me. And because with COVID, there's not very much, apart from books that people have picked up, there's not much documented on COVID. So many things have been removed from the internet. Many of the meetings that took place with leaders were on Zoom or on WhatsApp and have all now been deleted. So book burning is going on, digital burning is going on. And, you know, you see and you read about, you know, eras like Atlantis and Tartaria, and you think, hang on a minute.
Oh yeah, it happens.
How are we going to be remembered, or are we going to be forgotten and people are going to turn around and go, oh, what happened in that period of time? Oh, I don't know, there's a rumor or there's a myth that these people that and this is us, and we'll just be eradicated forever. Every memory, every history, every bit of history surrounding us and our lives just be gone. So how will we be remembered if we are remembered?
Well, it's interesting you say that. Before we get to Fauci, because I had this written down as well. So I found that AI companies are bulk buying rare books at the moment.
I saw something about that too.
Yeah, yeah, they're scanning them and then cutting the spines off and shredding the originals.
Yeah.
And that's
In
what
fact, I've got a very good friend who's a bit of a bookworm, and has got quite a good, amazing collection of books. And I said to him, I said, you need to tell us which are the rare books so that we know, should anything, God forbid, happen, you could end up with the only book. You know, it could be in your collection because they're shredding them, they're burning them, they're getting rid of them. So we need to know what they're getting rid of.
And the issue we've got is digital, like you say. Sorry, Debbie. You know,
No, it's right.
you can change it like that. It's real time changing.
Yeah, everything is changing. And you know, AI, I was talking about this with Hervé, and also with Michael Ginsberg, because AI is wrong. Okay, so if you put a question into AI, I guarantee you that you won't be able to guarantee whether that is the truth that AI is telling you or not. So I put into AI my name. Well, according to AI, I'm working for organizations that I haven't worked for well over a year and a half. But I'm still working for them, and it's down there as I am. And there's other details about me that aren't correct. So AI is not right. AI is dangerously wrong. And we had an incident about a week ago where AI went rogue. So apparently there was this test facility and they were testing out an advanced ChatGPT, and the AI escaped from the test center and went rogue and got into a computer and then got into the internet and then started hacking people. So AI went completely rogue. And so, no, digital AI, it's all coming in. We know it's all coming in.
We do.
I don't think we can stop it.
It's already here. That's the thing. It's just about people accepting the changes, and gradually over time, they will accept the changes. And they know this because the Fabian,
No,
And I'm not saying it's all Fabian, by the way, because this is a global thing, but they
here it
played,
is.
but yeah, here it is. But they played a
Here it is.
long game.
Tortoise.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's their logo. You know, everybody thinks it's wolf in sheep's clothing, and they do have their motto, wolf in sheep's clothing, but it's also tortoise because the Fabians delay. They've got patience. They wait. They wait to strike. And that's all Fabian, delay and
Normalization,
patience.
isn't it, Debbie? That's the thing. It's about allowing
Yeah.
people just to get used to it, and then they accept it, and that becomes life.
Well, I
And
mean,
we
maybe now is a good time. I don't know if you've got it to hand, but you know, just whilst we're on the Fabians quickly, because I know we've got tons to speed through and you want to show Fauci, but you know, the Fabian manifesto that I found. And if people want to go and look for it online, just put into the search bar the Fabian manifesto PDF. There you go. In plain sight. Look at it. It's massive. It's absolutely huge. And as you scan through this document, it'll show you 20 bullet points of what we're actually going through and what they. So when we say, oh, Andy Burnham doesn't have a mandate, Andy Burnham doesn't have a manifesto, no, he doesn't need one, because they're all following this Fabian manifesto. So everything that they're announcing now is coming from this manifesto, which doesn't change. So it doesn't matter whether it's West Streeting, Shabama Mahmood, it doesn't matter who's in charge, they're going to follow this manifesto. So if you want to know what is going on in the future, just go and have a look at this document. And while we're at it, the Fabians 61 Petit France in London is like a little Harry Potter building. The top floor is inhabited by the Constitution UK, or the British Constitution Society, which are Fabians, and then down at the bottom are Fabians. All the signage for the Fabians Society was there, according to Google, a couple of years ago, but now it's all been removed. It's literally all been removed. So it's a completely plain building. But if you want to know what's coming up in the UK, English, it's all in this document. This is the blueprint, folks. And I don't think enough people, I think a lot of people are talking about the Fabians. I think a lot of people, and let's remember that every single Labour Prime Minister that this country has seen has been a Fabian. But this is the manifesto. This is the national care. If you go down a bit, up a bit, sorry, you'll see that already, look at the top, a national care service. See? So we're already seeing it in mainstream media. This is the Fabian manifesto. You want to see what's going on? Check this document out.
Yeah, and then obviously that's this country, and then when you tie in everything else in terms of the World Economic Forum, the Trilateral Commission, the Bilderbergs, the European Union, all of this stuff is all intertwined, and there are people above all of that. That's just another level. There'll be people above all of that will be, and they might not even be people.
But then, it's true. But no, that's my little Fabian rant, because I've been looking around and I'm thinking of Cornwall. However bad is it actually? Stick with us, Julie, till the end, because I've got a little bit of footage. If Ant's got it to hand, I've got a little bit of footage to end on, which will show you what Cornwall is like. Yeah. I think you'll like it. I think you will like it.
Okay, well, we haven't got a massive amount of time, and there's quite a lot.
No, let's see Fauci.
So Dr. Fauci, if anyone doesn't know at the moment, he's been getting it seems like a humiliation ritual situation for me. He's been pardoned already by Biden anyway. Nothing's going to happen to Fauci.
No.
We know that. But what is happening, he's getting ridiculed and he's getting embarrassed. And he's getting shown up a little bit. So we've got some footage to play. So let's start with. I can't stand the guy. I'll be honest with you.
No, I was about to say trigger warning if you're having a dinner.
I can't stand the guy. But anyway, it's important, I think, just to put this out.
Especially what he did.
Exactly.
However, given Senator Paul's obvious obsession with calling for my prosecution, his repeated slanderous comments about me, and recently his publicly releasing my unredacted personal diary aimed at embarrassing and intimidating me, the only conclusion I can reach is that the sole reason he is calling me before this committee is to get me to say something, anything, that could vindicate his repeated public pledges that I end up, in his words, quote, behind bars, unquote. Any reasonable person who has followed his unhinged obsession with me would readily come to the same conclusion. Therefore, although it pains me to do so, because of the respect I have for the legislative branch of government and my decades-long record of cooperating with Congress, under the advice of my attorneys, I will invoke my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution to refrain from answering your questions. Thank you.
So this is how it starts. Now he's been pardoned already, as I've said, you know, but he pleads the Fifth Amendment. I'm not up on American law or how it all works, but I don't know if you saw it, Debbie. Every question, don't matter what they were asking, it was like, you know, what's colour of the carpet in front of you, and he would plead the Fifth, and he won't say anything.
I didn't say, I've seen clips, I've seen little clips of it going about, but
Okay.
it hasn't been top of my agenda this week, so I've missed quite a bit of that of Fauci.
Okay, well let's have a bit of this though.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
Again, Mr. Chairman, I'd ask you to ask the witness to just answer that one simple question.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
On the advice of counsel, I
This is
respectfully
his
decline to
repeat.
Was he
answer based upon...
laughing then? He seemed to sort of snigger as though it was a bit of a laugh, like, oh, here we go again, I plead. I mean, this man should be locked up. They're all going to be slithering away. We know that. We need a Nuremberg too. And are we ever going to get it? Probably not. Not the way things are going at the moment, because things are escalating.
No, we're not going to get that, I don't think, because I just feel that these people that are running this show know how to run it well, and it's been going on. This is going on a long time. You know, it's nothing new. It's just that we see more of it because we've got social media, so we're able to catch up a little bit. You know, they know what they're doing.
Try telling the Fabians that British Constitution. See who's on the top floor of the Fabian Society. But you know, we just have to mitigate what's coming. I think we just have to be prepared for what's coming and enjoy what we've got.
Yeah.
But have you got any more of Fauci?
Yeah, I have. I'm not going to play all of this particular clip. I have got some stuff I want to show. I want to play a little bit of this because it's the takedown is important as well. You know, because
they're ridiculing him.
Yeah, they are, and I know it's a humiliation ritual on his side. He's played his part.
Him shaking.
He's played his part. He's made his money. He's not gonna. Nothing's going to happen to him. I'll be very, very surprised.
It will. It will. You know, he sold his soul. Whatever happens to him in this life, however much he gets away with in this life, he's not going to get away with it. He's going to meet his maker one of these days, and he's going to have to answer to Judgment Day. So he won't get away with it.
Anyway, let's see what I mean.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
It's interesting, this.
Well, nothing says honesty like taking the Fifth, huh, Doc? Let's try something. What day of the week is it today?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
What color tie are you wearing?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
What color is the carpet in front of you?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
Let's just get one thing straight. You don't have any rights under the Fifth Amendment because you've been pardoned, as you very well know. As the Supreme Court has been clear for a century and more, Brown versus Walker, 1896, when he has been pardoned, he may not stand upon his privilege. You know that. Your lawyers sitting behind you now shifting nervously in their chairs. They know it. This isn't about the Constitution. This isn't about the law. This is about contempt. Contempt for this body and contempt for the American people. But I think I know why you're doing it. It's because you don't want to answer questions. It's because you did all kinds of terrible things. It's because during the pandemic, you got rich, didn't you? You got rich while people were dying, hundreds of thousands of Americans, over 1 million in the end, and you were getting rich. And not only were you doing that, you were using federal employees with taxpayer money to apply for and solicit cash prizes for you personally, cash prizes totaling over $1 million. You did all of that during the pandemic, didn't you? That's a question.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth.
So you can go on and on and on with all this, and it's this. You know, he is getting attacked in so many angles. There are some really good ones which I've managed to capture for you to watch, but that's his answer every single time. He won't answer a single question. He won't do it.
Do you know what? It's so offensive. It's really offensive. I mean, that man, how many crimes, how many deaths has he caused? And he sits there with his little piggy eyes.
Yeah.
Just staring. He doesn't care.
No.
I'm not even sure that he was taking in the words that were being spoken to him, if I'm honest.
No, he doesn't care.
He was just sitting there. But this is where it goes back to what we've always said, and this was why we must never forget. And there is more to come out.
There is
about
more
COVID.
to come out.
There's more. We haven't finished yet. You know, people will think, oh, you know, COVID's been and gone, and now we're picking up the pieces. But no, there's going to be new evidence. I know that trust me, there's going to be new stuff coming out about COVID. So
there's no doubt, Debbie.
It's going to go on and on.
But the thing is, what they're doing here in this Congress thing as well is they are still creating a picture that this virus existed. So and anyone who wants to get deeper and deeper on this will see that this was a bigger shit show than you could even imagine. However, like I say, it is important, Panto, to maybe just nudge a few people to realise that they've been done by these people we're supposed to trust. The people in the white coats, the people in the shirt and suit and tie, the ones that we were brought up to
trust,
have faith and trust,
respect,
and respect. They not only let you down, they intentionally went out to harm to earn money.
Yeah. You know, my mum, when I was a little girl, she used to say to me, whenever we go out to London she used to say, right, if we should get separated and we get lost, go and find a policeman in uniform. That's who you must find. You know, you're right, with the proper old police uniform and the police helmet. That's what she used to say. In 2026, I say to my children and my grandchildren, stay away from the police. Don't go anywhere near the police. Don't trust the police. That's you know, we've come 1 million miles,
haven't we?
In what, 60 odd years, we've gone from telling people that the safe place to go is the police. So yeah, I mean, everybody in suits, everybody that we were learned to trust and to respect, and people that were on pedestals, doctors, consultants, lawyers, they haven't helped us. And you know, everything that's been going on in the news just recently, half of it hasn't made the mainstream news. I'm only picking stuff up because of citizen journalists and people on social media. And it's almost like the people on social media, on X, at least the people I'm seeing, are doing all the heavy work, the investigations, they're doing all the questioning, they're not believing anything, they're watching everything. It's like, wow,
Well,
You know,
that's exactly what happened in 2020, as you know. But the tech companies were on board with the governments, so anything we said that was
was
against the
censored,
narrative, you were removed.
gone.
You were sent,
Yeah.
yeah, you were removed. So you had your digital book burning. Then you can't forgive or forget any
Although
of that.
you're still censored now. I mean,
Oh
people are
yeah,
still,
yeah,
we're still
yeah.
being censored, but I think half of what we're seeing in the news, if we're seeing things in the mainstream media, like immigration, for example, that is being brought to the attention because of social media, because mainstream media aren't covering it. They're still covering the World Cup as their top headline. The fact that, you know, they're not going to allow any clubs to play FIFA, blah, 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 I don't know, is pathetic. But they're using football as the headline when everything else is running beneath it. And those things that make mainstream media are only making it because social media are kicking off so much and people are showing things and people are talking. So it's quite extraordinary the way that X anyway seems to have suddenly come to life. And not that I'm a fan of Elon Musk.
No,
Sorry.
me neither.
Sorry.
Me neither. Let's if you don't mind, let's get through some more folks, because then we can get to
Okay.
migration, because that's
a really big one.
That's a massive topic.
You know, said there's no evidence. There's no evidence that ivermectin is helpful. On that exact same day, and I've got the studies right here. There was a website that was tracking the random controlled studies. Here they are, showing 60, 70% efficacy of ivermectin. The same day you say there's no evidence, there was all kinds of evidence. Loved ones had to go to hospitals, had to sue hospitals. Just, would you try it? So I would want to know, you know, to what extent were you involved in sabotaging hydroxychloroquine, ivermectin, and did you do that because you knew the only way you get an emergency use authorization for these drugs, these experimental gene therapy, was if there was no effective treatment, you couldn't get the emergency use authorization. So is that why you helped sabotage these cheap generic drugs in favor of remdesivir, which, by the way, nurses, are you aware of the fact that nurses called it "run, death is near"?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment.
It's a waste of time.
Oh yeah, yeah, but it is highlighting. That's my point on this. You know, it's theatre, but it's highlighting. You know that he's a criminal and he lied, and this like we were saying back in those days, the experimental gene therapy. So this is coming out the Senate. We were talking about this back
There's
then.
more to come out on all of this, yeah.
I know there is. I know
There's
there
more.
is. I know there is. It can't be forgotten and it can't be forgiven, because people have died and people have suffered because of greed with these criminals. You know, it's just,
You know, the majority of people that I speak to that didn't take the jab, one of them said to me the other day, "Did you ever regret not taking it?"
Of course not.
And I went, "No." And they went, exactly.
Where's your point?
But there's more to come up. It's not just about mRNA either. You know, I mean, we could go on forever and talking about pharmaceuticals coming down the line, but we're seeing Pfizer, Moderna, all of them, they're moving their operation. So they've done what they needed to do with COVID. They've got what they needed to do, get into your body. And now they're going to, because of all the problems that they've created through this injection, they're going to give you more treatment to cure the problems that they've caused in the first place. But maybe we'll come on that next time.
I think we will.
Speak.
I think we will.
I think we will. And I mean, one drug that I've been particularly looking at just recently, and I did put it out on X because I was asking how many people were on it. It's called apixaban, and it's an anticoagulant that's used instead of warfarin. made by Pfizer.
Pfizer. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Pfizer. And there are a few anomalies with this drug that I'm quite interested in. So if anybody is watching and they're on Apixaban, Apixaban, let me know what you think of it, because you don't have to, as with warfarin and heparin, well, warfarin mainly, you have to have regular blood tests like every week or whatever. But with this, there's only one blood test per year, cheap at half the price. But obviously, a lot of people have got clots at the moment, and a lot of people are being prescribed anticoagulants. So if anybody's on it and have got any experiences on it, let me know.
There's a bit more.
Dr. Fauci, you admitted in your own diary that COVID was nothing more than a flu. Do you regret shutting the world down? Are you ever going to admit that you killed millions of people through your poison shots? When are you going to take responsibility for your mishandling of COVID? When are you going
we
to
need to be looking at Chris Whitty. We need to be looking at Jonathan Van Tam. We need to be looking at the British ones as well that were just as responsible. And Chris Whitty is still in post, let's not forget. He's still our chief medical officer. He's still our chief medical officer.
No, I know. This is you know what the redacted diary that he was talking about on a clip just previous. This is part of it.
The private.
Here's the evidence for that. Directly written by Anthony Fauci in his diary, the COVID virus was acting like a bad influenza in its transmissibility, and that the case fatality rate was more like 0.2%, 0.2% rather than 2%. So he knew that the fatality rate was extremely low. And what is the fatality rate of the flu? Well, that is 1%. So it is extremely close. The flu is 0.1%. COVID is 0.2%.
Dr. Fauci.
Yeah. The crimes that these people committed. And it's also come out that Bill Gates was given top secret clearance during that pandemic period, and then Fauci's pled the fifth when asked about it as well. So
why am I surprised at any? I'm not surprised at any of it.
No, of course not. No,
because we called it.
But I know I'm repeating stuff, and you know people don't want to hear it, but this is what we were dealing with. This is Fauci in 2020. This is what we were up against. You know, this is Mr. Science himself.
I can't even bear to look at him, Ant, to be honest.
But we don't want to be told what to do. Well, I understand that, but now is the time to do what you're told. And I think it really is something that we should be doing right now. But we don't want to be.
Then you put all that together in the pot of celebrity pressure, the influencers, the media, the death count, everything else. Seriously, what they get away with it. Hancock, it staggers me that these people get away with it.
But there's so many more. You know, we remember Hancock, but I mean, you know, you think of Boris Johnson, Rishi Sunak, and then you think of all of the cabinet ministers, everybody that was telling policing. And then how many messages we were given. Protect the NHS. You're going to kill your granny if you don't have this. The incentives that people were offered. Yeah. You know, what the Conservative government did. I mean, I know we've got a Labour government at the moment, which is horrific. But this was what the Conservatives did. And everybody bought it. And nobody once has come up to me. I don't know if they've ever come up to you. But nobody has ever come up to me and said, I'm really sorry we got it wrong.
No.
Nobody's apologized to me. And yet somebody has come up to me and said, why didn't you tell me? And I went, are you joking? Why didn't you tell me that the jab was a bad idea? And I said, if you didn't hear my voice, then you weren't listening, because I was telling everybody.
Yeah.
But not one person has said sorry to me. Not one.
This is Hancock, right? This is Hancock in 2019 in the World Health Economic Forum.
We write about the developing world. You talked about this as a global issue, and things like AMR and TB is obviously devastating, but not really in the UK. How are you going to make it global? How will the impacts be felt? And are you working with DFID, maybe using any aid funding to help this effort?
Yes, of course. The DFID aid budget supports research into vaccines and a whole host of support for improving health around the world. In fact, I've just come from a meeting with Bill Gates on exactly this subject. It's incredibly important to us that we use the aid budget as effectively as possible and to get ahead of the need to improve health outcomes in the developing world.
This is 2019. So it's a longer clip, but this was all ready. They were getting everything ready. We know this, but this is.
He was talking then. I mean, he looks so baby-faced and innocent, doesn't he? And so young. But he was talking about AMR there. But nobody would have caught it. He said AMR, antimicrobial resistance. This is what's coming next. You know, the clues are in the clips, but you know, we've moved on now. And things are going to accelerate really, really quickly. And I don't think people are going to be ready for what is coming, you know, not in the next 20 years, 30 years, in the next 6 months, in the next year, because it's going to get way, way, way worse before it gets better.
Well, I'll finish off this now. I mean, I've said my piece about Fauci, and this is, you know, I hope he sees time behind bars, but it's not going to happen.
It won't.
You know, I'd love it if they all did, but they're not going to do. We know they're not. They just crack on. They get themselves cushy little jobs, and he's having a little humiliation ritual now, and they'll just carry on doing what they're doing. But RFK's just been on as well, and I'm
sick of all of them, to be honest.
I'm no fan of him at all. I've already gone through detail on this guy. I don't trust him in the slightest. But what he says here is quite interesting.
Okay, do you want to talk about assertions that you can't support? I'll get there in a second. Let me just say, for the record, that I am not saying that the entire way that the COVID reaction was accurate. It was a scary time, and people made mistakes. Absolutely.
You were scaring people.
Why are you saying that?
Because that was the job of CNN.
Okay.
Was to put the chyrons up about how many people are
We were trying to we were listening to the leaders in this country, including the president, who had a daily press conference explaining what was going on and trying to listen.
Were you listening?
I want to talk to measles.
Actually, were you reading the science yourself?
The measles cases in the U.S. just reached a 35-year high. The second, okay, do you want to?
Anyway, he goes on more. He has a proper good argument with the lady.
He's going. I mean, who the hell?
RFK's one of them.
I have no time for
RFK's one of them. He's one of them. You know,
to hear in it.
It's none of them can be trusted.
No,
none of
RFK's going to be gone soon. He's done his bit. So now, you know, just look at it like a theatre and a pantomime. He's done his bit, and now he's going to exit left stage, and someone else is going to come on. And that's the way it is. That all world's a stage, and we are the mugs that are watching the carnage going on stage.
Yeah. And Trump, who's in some circles in the truth movement, is a big hero. He's Mr. Warp Speed.
He's not a hero.
Mr. Warp Speed.
He's absolutely not a hero. Trump is not coming. Trump is trying to make America great again, regardless of Warp Speed and Larry Ellison's Project Stargate. Let's not forget, Trump is using the UK. He's using us. He's experimenting on us, everybody. It's not in our best interest. Trump is not our savior. He's not coming in to save us. We have to save ourselves. We're the heroes, not Trump. He's nobody's hero. No, he's not mine. Neither's King Charles, but that's another story.
None of them are. None of them are heroes.
It's smoke coming from my head.
None of them are.
No. Do you know what they call a bunch of lizards together? Collectively. Do you know what the collective term is for lizards?
Go on, I'm not sure.
A lounge.
A lounge, yeah.
Lounge full of lizards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a wild world, isn't it?
Look, if we think it's wild now, it's going to get a whole lot wilder. So we need to buckle up, get prepared, enjoy what time we've got with the people that we love, and do what we can, and keep talking and keep trying to get out the truth in the bestest way we can. But, you know, this is irreversible now. It's too late, especially with the whole immigration thing, which is what's number one on my priority list at the moment, is immigration and the UK and what's happening right here. And after what we've seen going on in the enclave, the Spanish enclave in Ceuta, I mean, we're done. We're done. Britain, the Britishness has gone out of Britain.
Where are they going, Debbie?
I think they're going to Ceuta. I think they're all queuing up to go. And the ones that went across the border, the 60,000, it was pathetic watching some of them walking back with bare feet. And they were being interviewed by so-called YouTubers. And they were being interviewed and they were saying, oh, no, we've got to go back because our mum misses us. Our mum is desperate, because they were kids. They were kids coming across the border for a party. But they tell you that the majority of them have gone back. They haven't. They haven't. There's a whole load of them still in Ceuta.
Of course, there's.
Refused to go, and a load more coming in.
I've got a bit of footage on that, and so we're led to believe that these people are swimming for miles and miles and miles. And yeah, there's got this guy here, and he's like, please just come on.
El máquina de la semana. En bicicleta por el agua.
What I want to know, Debbie, though, right? What I want to know. So 60,000 people don't just show up on one day and decide, right, we're all gonna go.
Didn't you hear what the King of Morocco had done? The King of Morocco had let out a load of criminals, just let them all out. And somebody was interviewing one of these migrants who spoke English, and they said the same. They said, how, what the hell, this must have been planned. Who planned it? And they said it was kind of almost viral, that it went around social media.
That's right. Yeah.
These gates were left open, and that this was for the taking.
Yeah.
So it kind of like built momentum, almost like, do you remember back in the 90s? You used to see people, if they were organizing raves, there used to be postcodes put in on Facebook at the last minute. Everybody come to this address, or everybody do that, and everything went viral and loads of people turned up. Maybe we'll see another place where they turned up in London, but that was the word on that I heard, is that there was this huge grapevine, this buzz that, oh, everybody should go basically for a party, and let's invade Ceuta. And that's exactly what they did. They ruined it. They wrecked it. 67 or 68 people died. Many of them, the coming over the border, they died. The locals were terrified. Their houses were getting broken into. They were getting threatened. They were frightened to go out. They had to close all their shops because these migrants had turned up with no food, no drink.
Mm-hmm.
And they had and yet the expensive areas of Ceuta didn't seem to get affected, which I felt quite interesting. And there was no army until 24 hours. Pedro Sanchez, the prime minister, went to bed the night of the invasion happened. He just went to bed and said, oh, you know what, I'll deal with it in the morning. And by the morning, there were apparently 60,000 foreign immigrants in Ceuta. So eventually he brought the army in, and you get to see all these pictures of the army escorting everybody back over the border. And I'm calling it bullshit, because I'm seeing posts, and I'm presuming that they're genuine. I can't see any reason why they wouldn't be, but they're from locals in Ceuta saying, look, this is what's happening. As all the cameras have disappeared now, because you've been told that these migrants have gone home, they haven't gone home. They're still here, and they're still causing carnage, and there's more coming over.
Yeah. It's well orchestrated, engineered stuff.
Engineered, NGO'd, engineered.
And that's what it is.
It's an NGO'd.
It's NGO'd. Yeah. It is.
They're paying them. They're paying them to come across.
You know, you'll have 60,000 people. 60,000 men. So out of that, you're going to have various types of individual, from a vulnerable to a mental to aggressive to, you're going to have so many different types, but you're going to have people there that have seen an opportunity because this thing has
too
been
good to be true. The gates open, walk through it. Why not?
Of course.
I mean, you know, half of the all the migrants that I saw that were stopping and talking to these YouTubers, they were young. They were 18, 19. They didn't have a job. A few of them had been to college and they'd done their degrees, but there was no jobs for them. So they were saying, well, what do you do then? And they go from day to day trying to get money wherever they can. And they said that the life in Morocco is absolutely awful. And they just wanted the opportunities of Europe. So, yeah. And now there's more coming over the border. But I mean,
well, there's reasons why it's happening. There's always reasons why this is happening.
Yeah. Digital ID, could it be?
Digital ID is your obvious one, but then and we'll get to it in a bit. But also, Spain didn't help America and Israel recently in the war with Iran. They didn't help them.
No,
I'm not saying that they've orchestrated.
Trump's very critical though of Europe, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. You know, I'm not saying that's exactly what's happened here, but you know, there's a lot of nasty shit that goes on in this world.
Yeah.
But speaking of interviews, I've got one here, which is, you know, so people can watch it. It's a couple of minutes long, but it's with a young Moroccan guy.
But you're heading to Europe from Quito. You come from Morocco to here.
All this from Morocco. We come
across
this
and you come across here, and how are you planning to get to mainland Spain? How do you get there?
The Spain government, they will take us to there.
Really?
Yes.
From here?
Yes.
How? With the boat?
Yes, with the boat, with the paper.
And have you got papers for Spain or?
Right now I don't have.
Yeah. So you got to wait.
Yes, I wait.
Right.
Or 2 months.
So if you wait in Quito for 2 months, you get papers from Spain, and then you go to Europe, and then.
But one you need to be patient.
Yes.
Because there are a lot of people.
Yes.
So we need the government. They back a lot of people to Morocco.
A backlog.
Yeah.
It's in the back.
And there will be a lot of people here that people did.
Okay.
They will go.
And where you said Europe? Where are you aiming to go in Europe?
Spain.
Spain?
Absolutely Spain, because they give a paper for the people,
right. Okay.
New people.
And is that because you're from Morocco? It's easier to get papers for.
No, it's not easy.
No.
It's very hard.
Right. Okay.
I sleep in the jungle. We don't have clothes. We don't have pillow. Nothing. We don't have food.
Right.
A lot of army kick us to go to Morocco.
Yeah.
So
so where have you lived normally in Morocco?
I am from the north. I'm from Tito.
Ah, okay.
45 minutes far away.
Right. And so what made you come here all of a sudden? Why did everybody come across at the same time?
Because in Morocco there's nothing there.
And so you all just had enough? And everybody just had enough and you said, I'm leaving?
We don't have enough money. We don't have health. The education is...
okay. But why everybody at once? Because there are a lot of people...
Because they're a new life.
Okay.
When they go, they will work, get a house.
And did people see it on social media, and then they saw it on the internet? And
I think the Moroccan army opened the door. I don't know why.
Oh, really? So the Moroccan army opened the doors for you guys, and you all left?
I don't know, because there is a problem between Morocco and Spain.
Yeah.
And we use us like a pawn. You play chess?
Yes, like a pawn.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, perfect.
We use like...
Perfect analogy.
Yes,
yeah. Well, thank you very much for talking to me.
Yeah, see, I take a bit of an issue. I watched, I mean, I was up through the night, actually, and I was watching Sarah White, I was watching Sploosh, and I was watching Adrian, the nowhere photographer.
Yeah, that was him then, I think.
Yeah, and I was watching all of them, and I've watched all of their interviews, including Sarah White, who you could probably hear in the background there. She was talking to another group. And I was quite surprised that so many of them had arrived so quickly, for a start. And I was really grateful of their coverage. So I'm not dissing their coverage at all. However, what I will say is that the Spanish army, I believe, was showing them things that they wanted them shown, and they weren't being allowed, because I remember watching a video from Sarah, and she was going, right, well, it's much calmer now tonight. A lot of people have gone home, and so we're going to go home. We're going to fly tomorrow. We're all going to go together. And Sploosh and Adrian were obviously looking after Sarah, which was really good to see. And they did great coverage. However, it clearly isn't quiet in Ceuta. It clearly isn't.
No.
Because the footage that's coming through is showing more and more. So my questions, I think, to them were, do you feel that you were being moved to certain areas by the army, that you were being shown things for social media, whilst in the background there were a load of migrants that were actually not going home? And it was the kids, it was the youngsters. I mean, as they were walking across the border, they were being interviewed, and they were saying, oh no, we've got to go because my mum missed me, my mum cry, I have to go home. And they were saying, so really you've just come over for a couple of days, like rave party? And they were going, well, yeah, my mum, I got to go back for my mum. So that's what they were shown. But my question to Sarah and Adrian and Sploosh and all of those that were out there is, do you think you were getting to see what you wanted to see, or were you only being allowed in certain areas?
That's good part. Excuse me.
But I mean, I was really grateful to see them out there, because without, again, it goes back to social media, and without these citizen journalists, we wouldn't get a picture of it. So all credit to them for going, absolutely, and support them 100%. But I just feel that with the situation that there is now at this moment, it's not the situation that they were explaining, which was all quiet.
I know there was a guy I was watching as well, a guy called Nate Friedman, is it? And he was speaking to someone who and they were basically saying that they will vote for Sanchez once they're in. So
of course,
that's how it works, isn't
votes.
it? Yeah. You know, it's a very left wing,
which is why we're gonna carry on with the Labour Party here, because the right is in such chaos. Restorer putting out an offer, Reform has rejected it. There's public spats going on, there's financial investigations going on. Labour must be having an absolute birthday party and Christmas party all in one go, as they see the right publicly start to separate and divide even more. So, you know, and all these migrants that are coming in, who are they going to be voting for? They're going to be voting for the Greens, they're going to be voting for the Lib Dems, and they're going to be voting for Labour. And so if we get a general election now, if the right haven't got their ducks in a row, which includes the Conservatives, by the way, don't forget the Conservatives, because Kemi Badenoch still polls at 20%. So it's a big share of the vote. But if they don't get their ducks in a row, Labour are going to walk the general election, and they're going to have another 5 years of that Fabian manifesto.
I mean, the Tories they're not particularly right wing anymore anyway, are they? They're not what they were.
They're centre right.
You know,
but we need that at the moment. We actually need that at the moment, because we've got, you know, what did I say the other day? I said, oh, are we looking at a new party Restorm? Because you know, the left seem to be uniting and the right are dividing. We're not ready for a general election. If everybody's calling for a general election, I completely see why. We don't want Andy Burnham. We don't want Labour. We want them all out. I get that. But are we in a position right now to be able to win a general election? I don't think we are.
But I mean, as I keep going on, I mean, that's my opinion.
It's fixed anyway.
It don't matter who's in there, because they do what they're told. And they will create a path which pleases a certain individual in the country. So if you're right leaning, you'll have a certain path that will feel right to you, but it'll still lead to the same bloody place. If you're left leaning, it's
terrifying, and it's so scary, because some people that I follow on X, you know, who are completely on our page, they're saying that. I almost lose breath, because they're actually saying selected, not elected, quite. But they're actually saying, oh, I'm warming to Burnham. Oh, I'm agreeing with Burnham. Oh, that's a good idea, Burnham. And I'm going, no, none of it's a good idea. All of this idea with social care, let's reform social care. Look, I'm sorry, but bus fares and social care, I don't think are number one on the British public's agenda at the moment, even though social care needs reforms. And then he says, we're not going to talk about assisted dying yet. It's only delayed
course it's
Everybody's
only
going,
polite.
oh, well done, Andy, well done. And he's going, oh, yeah, we're going to get palliative care. That's the sweetener. If you've got palliative care in place, then you've appeased all the anti-assisted dying campaigners. So therefore, you can roll assisted dying through, because don't worry, we've ticked the palliative care box. And social care, you're going to pay for it. Direct payments, personal allowances, rationing, how much, how many physio sessions do you get, or what surgery are you allowed, or how old are you, what are you entitled to? It's all coming. Look at the Fabian manifesto. And on immigration as well, because he's saying, they're saying in the Fabian manifesto, they're not going to stop immigration. What they're going to do, wait for this, they're going to create more safe passage. So what are we going to get? A cruise ship next? Are we going to hire P&O cruise ship? I'm going to fill it with a load of foreigners. We don't know who they are, where they've come from, what they've done. We've been flying them in for ages. Yeah, but I am actually waiting for a cruise ship now, because we've got the little boats have turned into the big boats that are taking goodness knows how many hundreds of people on them. So I'm just, it's in plain sight. Let's see the cruise ships. Come on, P&O. I'm sure you can put on a good show for the immigrants.
I'm not a racist person. I'm really not.
I've been called racist recently.
Well, I'm not, but I'm what I would class myself as a culturist.
I'm British.
But I love culture. I love the English culture. I love the Scottish culture. I love the Welsh culture. I love the British culture. I love the Spanish culture. I love Italian culture. I love it all. I love it all. But this is
taking over.
It's taking the piss.
It's destruction. No, it's getting rid of Britishness. Britishness is going.
Of course,
it's being got rid of this clergy.
But it's happening all over the place. It's not just here. This is happening everywhere. This is happening all over.
I know.
This is dangerous stuff. And how does it stop? I don't know.
It's too late. When you think about the UK now, we're an island nation. They're here. We're never going to get rid of them. England is never going to be like I remember growing up in England. Is gone. London's gone. I mean, I'm starting to think Burnham is deliberately making Manchester the capital. I mean, how much is number 10 North costing, for goodness sake? And the old Toys R Us. Well, it's being planned, but there's also an old Toys R Us site that's being planned for 7,000 civil servants. And he's having to relocate MPs. He's having to pay expenses for MPs that have to travel up to number 10 North. It's needing way more security. This is costing us a fortune. He's gone rogue, right? So he's self-appointed, unelected, no mandate, well, the Fabian mandate and manifesto, no parliamentary scrutiny, no public debate, absolutely nothing. Now he's on his hollybobs. He hasn't even got a parliament sitting because we're in recess. So he's going around saying, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do. Well, who the hell are you, Andy Burnham? He's gone rogue. He's like the solo prime minister. It doesn't matter about parliament. It doesn't matter about the other MPs. It doesn't matter what the public think. It's tyranny. It's literally, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, I feel as though I went to bed in the United Kingdom and I woke up in North Korea with a dictator. I can't say it any clearer than that, because he is literally running the country. He's now seducing all the red wall seats, promising this, promising that. He's actually handing out a chalice of poison. And people are drinking it.
Because he's Mr. PR with the fancy eyelashes. That's what it is.
Social influencer, black magician, in my opinion.
But they're making them all social.
I think he's a magician. I honestly think these people are magicians. I think there's evil at hand. And when I sat with him, and I know I've said it a million times, I know it sounds cheesy, but I kind of was like mesmerized. I honestly was mesmerized. I remember coming out of there thinking, wow. Although I didn't like him, I got a bad feeling, but I remember thinking, wow. And I was just like staring at his eyes, because I couldn't tell what color they were, blue, green, brown. But they were huge with these longest eyelashes that literally mesmerized me. And I know that sounds really pathetic and really cheesy, but I remember it at the time because I sat in front of him for an hour and a half. Yeah. And like I've said before, I've spent more time with him than most of the Labour MPs.
quick reminder on what Trump said when about Spain.
The Spanish.
Oh, no.
Members of NATO, but not very good members of NATO. They say, no, we don't want to help other people. What are we doing, huh? They are not behaving nicely, but they will learn. Soon after they relinquished their grip on Cuba and Guam, the Philippines and Puerto Rico, and they were all ours. We got them all. The Spanish.
So, you know, he wasn't happy, but, and he wasn't happy with Starmer either.
He's not happy with anybody unless they bow down to him and do
Of course, but he's under the thing of Netanyahu. But they're all in it. They're all in it together anyway. It's all distraction,
you know what, though?
division, and everything else.
I saw a picture. I can't remember if I saw it on X, but I saw a picture of Trump, and he was standing by the microphone and talking, and in the background there was the Trump double, literally caught on camera. So you've got the real, well, presumably the real Trump at the microphone, and then the double sort of like 10 yards behind, which I thought was interesting. Yeah, because you don't know. Every time somebody appears, you don't know, is it a clone?
I know.
Is it their double? Is it them? Are they
world.
alive?
Well, I mean, obviously, you know, there's these kind of footages that they're not nice. You wouldn't want this in your streets, would you?
Well, I think we've got it in our streets. If you've got that clip on London.
Yeah, I'll
I think we've actually got it. I think we've got it on our streets.
Well, we've got it. We've had it.
We've got more than this. It's just that this was the intensity of numbers in literally 24 hours.
The thing is, as we talked about it off air, I've been watching this change of our culture gradually change since I was a child in the Northwest, you know. And this is not being me being racist. This is just me being observant of.
Why do we have to say that, Ant? Why do we? Do you know what? I'm sick of this. I'm sick of people throwing out the racist card all the time, like confetti, because we're having now to say, oh, by the way, I'm not racist.
Oh, I know.
Oh, by the way, this isn't a racist comment. Oh, and we're having to justify our words.
But that's the programming that they put on the youth, and then you kind of become the bad guy, don't you?
Yeah. Exactly.
You become the bad guy to your kids, Debbie. That's how deep the programming come. You know, that's how far the programming gets you.
My son thinks, you know, he said to me, Mum, you need to be careful what you say. I said, look, I'm sorry, but this is about my culture, and it's about your future, and it's about our country, and it's about opening our country for other people to enjoy, not to wreck and ruin and destroy. That's not the idea. I'm happy to share anything with anybody else, but don't wreck it.
Yeah. Well, obviously, like you said, these people have not left. There's thousands of them that are still sleeping there. The mainstream will tell one story. There'll be another story that's going on. There'll be reasons why the mainstream have pushed this narrative anyway, because they want people in fear. They want the digital ID, don't they?
Of course they do. Of course they do.
You know,
but I mean, it's always been that agenda. You know, well, you know, we've got to be careful who we had CPAC, Liz Truss organised CPAC UK, and we were having politicians from other countries banned. They weren't allowed into the country with their travel documents. They weren't allowed into the country because there seemed to be right-wing terrorists, whatever, and yet you've got all of these people coming over the borders, our border included, who nobody knows who they are, criminals, murderers, rapists, who knows. So
exactly
it's mad.
And then you've got the NGO workers.
Oh, don't
you know that are behaving like this.
Don't.
So you can see these NGO workers here who have been helping the illegal immigrants during their journey, now very happy apparently. Guys, est-ce que vous parlez anglais? Est-ce que vous parlez anglais? No. It's a public place. It's a public place. C'est un lieu public, no? You're facilitating illegal immigration, madam. Are you aware this is a criminal offence? It's a criminal offence.
You know, we're up against it in so many angles.
I've seen them cuddling migrants, like,
oh yeah,
you poor boy.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry for you. You must come and have some food. honestly.
Yeah, and have some sexy time while you're at it. You know what I mean?
Quite. I saw one girl. I saw some of the girls coming out, and they were giving it large to the boys. It was, but like I say, a lot of these, they were kids, and the ones that are staying probably aren't. But the ones that went back, they're the kids that mum wants them home.
Frightening, Deb.
But we had it in London. We've had a party in London in the last couple of days.
Well, let me find that, because you sent me that before.
Yeah, it's called Carnage. This is Ghana. This is the biggest event outside Ghana. Took place in London, and I think it was London or just outside London, and it was like chaotic. Thousands and thousands. I wish as many people turned up to the protests, but this is London, folks. And this is the Ghana party that Sadiq Khan advertised on the Mayor of London website. The Ghana party. The organisers didn't expect so many people. How somebody didn't get killed because they were crushed, I have absolutely no idea. But this is London. Terrible. I mean, there's tons of footage out there on it, but it's absolutely shocking. There are lovely parts of the country, though. I'm very lucky to be in one of them.
There really are, and there's a lot of lovely people in this country still as well.
Yeah, there really are.
There really is.
But people are. I was I had to take someone for an appointment today, and I was in the waiting room, and you know what it's like. You get chatting to people, and my friend was being seen, so I was left out in the waiting room. And people they're going, what? I mean, this is Cornwall. So we're talking Cornwall now. And we haven't got the picture that you guys have got up north, or Birmingham or Manchester or London or any of the big cities. We haven't got that yet. But people are talking about it down here. So the news is filtering out. It's just very distressing and frustrating when you've got somebody like Andy Burnham, who is giving you a £2 flat rate bus fare when actually you want your country back. I'm happy to share everything with anybody, but just don't destroy it in the process.
Andy Burnham's the king, Debbie. He's the king.
There he is, bless him.
He should be loved, doesn't he?
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. I love you, Manchester.
I love you, Manchester. He actually said that. I love you, Manchester.
Not even from bloody Manchester.
No, he's from. He was MP at Lee, wasn't he? I think
he was MP at Lee. But yeah, I think isn't. I mean, I don't know. Is he? I think he's.
I don't know. Where was he born?
He's in Everton for a start. So, Manchester and Liverpool are a bit of a divide. I'm a Manc. I'm born in Salford. So. Where was he born? I think he's born in Liverpool. So he's going on about I love Manchester.
I bet everyone in Liverpool was going, well, do you love us, Andy? Our Andy. That's Esther McVeigh. She was absolutely brilliant. She goes, our Andy. And I've kind of taken it up. But it's not, there is still English life. There is still an English. I mean, every morning on a Sunday morning, I hear the church bells, which is the Christian call to prayer. I hear bell ringing practice on a Wednesday night, a Wednesday evening, which is lovely. And England does still exist, and our culture does still exist. And I was out this weekend and witnessed it for myself. So hang on to the happy things.
Hang on to the happy things, indeed, and do enjoy life as best as you can. It's where he was born. He was born
Aintree, Mersey, horse racing.
So, we've got to, because one thing's guaranteed: we're not always going to be here.
Nope, we're not.
That's a guarantee.
That is a guarantee.
That's a guarantee.
The question is you want to remain human, and I do. I don't want to go into the transhumanist agenda. I want to stay human.
Yeah, absolutely. There's clearly a battle going on. You must enjoy life. They don't want you to enjoy it.
No, of course they don't. No, but that was the whole thing. You see, they say the message: you will own nothing, and you will be happy, which means you won't be happy. you'll be miserable and you'll be poor and you'll be frustrated, because everything that they're throwing at us is all for our convenience, isn't it? Everything's for your convenience. Only it's not convenient when you're hanging onto the phone waiting for an AI chatbot, or you can't speak to a company because there's no contact details for them. You've got to put in an online form, or you're hanging on the phone for like 2 hours being passed from one person to the other, or you've parked your car and you can't download the app that you need to enable to pay for the parking of your car, or you're dying to spend a penny when you're out shopping and there's no public toilets that are open. All the things that we took for granted, all the little things, the telephone boxes, all the little things that we took for granted, they're slowly being eradicated. And we have to make sure to just hang on to what we've got for as long as we have.
Totally agree with it. It's a perfect way to end it with your footage.
Yeah, my little bit of video.
Yeah,
you got my little bit. Yeah, and it's only a few seconds, everybody. It's only a few seconds, but a friend invited me to meet her grandchildren. And there was an event going on local to her in Cornwall, a free event, free parking. Anybody was welcome. Everything was just thrown together. It was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. And I just wanted you to see how lovely it was on a lovely summer's day here in Cornwall. Loads of kids just having a blast.
So when you say it was free, did 60,000 Moroccans not just turn up?
Honestly, you can't make this up, can you? You really can't make it up. But this event really
I'd be
was
very
free.
interested, actually. I would love to know how they got the message out. That's what
Social media.
There must have been many other forms of to get
Yeah.
60,000 people to maneuver pretty much on one day is spectacular movement.
It is amazing. And I would love to know how to do that, to manage to get our people all together. And wouldn't it be amazing just to be able to pull 60,000 people together in a matter of minutes?
Incredible.
It was.
Yeah, incredible. Anyway, let's end it with your bit of footage.
A bit of happiness. This is a hug of happiness, everyone.
A hug of happiness. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. See you soon. Everyone, I'm in the local park. Look, free, fun, this way. Let's go. Free parking, and the kids, honestly. This is England, everyone. This is Cornwall. This is summertime. And these are so many children having just a fabulous time. Singing, dancing, clapping, in the fresh air, all together. It's amazing, and it's all free. And I just wanted you to see something happy. Doesn't it remind you of the old days? Okay? This is Cornwall, folks. This is England. Just keep remembering that and enjoy a lovely weekend. Fun, freedom, and free parking. Have fun, everyone.